Hey guys, we just got back from Easter Jeep Safari and we wanted to kind of run through our new two-door build for you. About a year and a half ago, we've been getting calls on the kit that we did for Luna, which is a 3-link, 4-link triangulation kit, 12-inch rear stretch. The problem is you have to put a fuel cell in the bed on that build. And we heard you loud and clear because most of you said, hey, I would love to do a two-door stretch. I just don't want a tank in the bed of my Jeep. I don't want to have to smell the fumes. I don't want to have to sell the fuel. I got kids, I've got dogs. Whatever you put in the back of your two-door, you didn't want a fuel cell. So essentially we went to work and tried to figure out how to give you the best of both worlds. A fully stretched two-door JK, but with a fuel tank behind the axle. What that achieved for us was a 10-inch rear stretch, double triangulated, with a 16.5 gallon fuel cell under the back axle or behind the back axle, a 3.75 front stretch, garnering you about a 109.5 to 110 wheelbase, depending on how far you push your links out. We can do that with up to a Dana 80 in the rear. We've developed the tank around a Dana 80 with the setup. We're gonna offer the only two-door solutions on the market that are full turnkey. These aren't gonna be builder kits that you have to figure out where to go and where to put stuff and where to get other parts for, shop around and try and figure these things out. We're gonna give you turnkey kits. We're gonna have a stage 1 kit that'll be a spring in the front, stock front length, with a spring in the rear and a 10-inch stretch. We're gonna have this, which is our stage 2 kit, has a 12-inch front coilover, 375 stretch, 10-inch stretch in the rear with springs and shocks in the rear and the gas tank behind the axle. Stage 3, stage 3 will be an offering with rear 14-inch coilovers as well and towers to complement those. Those towers will intrude into your tub just slightly. You can cover them or cap them so that you don't have dirt intrusion in the back of the rig. So we took this thing out, wheeled it all over King of Hammers, we wheeled it all over EJS, did some of the hardest trails out there, pushed the limitations of this Jeep, and I'm gonna tell you, I might not wheel my 4-door ever again. This thing is incredible. It's nimble, it's fast, it goes through the obstacles very quickly without issues because of its wheelbase and its belly height. So this is a kit that you'll be able to get on our website. We also wanted to kind of introduce you a little bit about the build just so you kind of have some pictures of it. Up front, we've got the 3.75 stretch. We have a shorty chopped frame bumper on it. Our lights are mounted on top of there from Nacho. We've got our Warn winch in the front. Coming around the side, we've got Maxxis 40-inch Razor MTs. We have the Raceline wheels here. We did a 3.5 backspace to give us a little more stance with our JLJT axles that we put under this rig. We've got a 12-inch spec coiler from ADS that we run. These are specifically tuned and ready for RPM wheeling. We do a very slow flutter valve in them. We do a 17 position clicker for your compression rate. We've got Adams drive shafts under here, all tucked in from Adams. They're 1350 drive shafts. They took a beating out at Moab and at King of Hammers. And then up inside, we've got our PRP seats and harnesses. These things are awesome. They're gonna give you a lot of comfort while you're out wheeling and a lot of safety. On this build, we did LM1 sliders, and Andrew over at LM1 will make you a slider that matches this kit, so you have a 10-inch slider stretch. This has our armor on it, our lower piece, our upper piece, and then we had Nemesis make us custom fenders to weld to our armor back here. We run the Nemesis up front, the Nemesis in the back. They made them specifically for our armor. You can call Nemesis and they will make you a set of these to go to our armor. Aluminum fender with an aluminum armor. In the rear, we have the monotubes, 2.5 monotubes from ADS with clickers on this particular build. You can see the shock tower that's built into the frame here. And that shock tower allows us to run a shock to the axle rather than a coil over to the axle. We also have our anti-rock from Rock Jock that's mid-frame on this system. So we've gone up here and done a mid-frame anti-rock. Going back to the axle, that way we just run one on the rig. We don't have to run a front with a mid-frame like this. We're using the 4-door bar to get a little stiffer ride out of it because we're using it as only a single on the rig. Out back here, we ended up with our tank, sits behind the axle there, full 1/4-inch steel skids. And then we will be offering this bumper. We don't do bumpers normally, but we'll offer this bumper. We made it to match our armor Made it to match the skid. It'll be a frame chop bumper that we will offer for you. Again, in the rear, you can go to a 14-inch coilover through the tub and get a lot more travel than I'm getting out of this one. My goal with this one was to be a daily driver. I can jump in this, drive 200 miles in it, go wheel, and drive home. That was my goal with this two-door build. Super stable on the highway, super nimble. You can see yours at rpmsteering.com.